Hello everyone, you reached Business Central Musings, a channel on YouTube specialized on Business Central topics. Today's topic is a development topic, and it's a continuation of what we covered in the previous video, which was a video about actionable errors. And we learned that actionable errors are designed to identify and to help user navigate to and resolve errors more efficiently. And we saw the two approaches we can take with actionable errors. We can take action by fixing the error when we know the value that we need to fix, when we know what we need to fix. For example, if we know the value of a field and the field doesn't have that value, then we report an error and say set the value of the field to X value. So that's a fix it approach. The show it approach was when we, through the code, we identify a field that doesn't have a value and we report back to the user that that specific field is missing a value. But with the show it approach, we also can provide the user with a link in the error to navigate to where the field is located and to allow them to fill up the field straight there without them clicking on OK to close the error, then going to the search for the page. And so it's we're trying to make the user more efficient with these actionable errors. It's and these errors, the actionable errors, are designed with ErrorInfo. So ErrorInfo data type was introduced about 2-3 years ago, and the actionable errors are designed with this ErrorInfo data type by using a few of the methods available for ErrorInfo data type, like add navigation action or add action. Today, though, we're not going to continue on the same topic of actionable errors, but we're going to see another facet of the ErrorInfo data type, and the fact that we can collect errors, and that is called collectible errors. And it's collecting errors. There are numerous new use cases when it will be rather a better choice than providing the user with an error. They fix it, we go next, we raise another error, they fix it, we raise another error, they fix it. Instead, the program goes through all the code that's checking a specific entity, like maybe a general journal line. We provide with collectible errors a list of all the errors at the end. So let's get going. Let's look at an example, and I'm sure you will learn what collectible errors are. Let's get going. So we've got here on the right hand side, we have an empty project, and we're going to try to get to what we have here on the left hand side, where is basically the final state. I'm still keeping it here so we can make the video short, and we're gonna just copy paste from here as we go along to get here to what we have in the left hand side. So let's get going. First, let's just throw an error, and let's add another line for error 2. The way it is right now, we're not gonna reach this line. We're gonna have only one error 1 reported. Let's compile and publish, and as we can see, we only got error 1. We can copy, maybe try to paste it here. It's just one error. Alright, now there are two things that have to happen in order for us to design a collectible error, and that one is, first we need to use ErrorInfo. We need to throw it with ErrorInfo, and when we throw an error with ErrorInfo, we need to specify that that error is collectible. Yeah, there is one property on the ErrorInfo called collectible, and we need to set that to true. So that would be let's do that. Now you see the create method is we don't have a variable for ErrorInfo. It's just, it is called by the data type. And in this case, when you call a method with prefixed with the data type or the class ErrorInfo, then that method create in this case is called a static method. And if we look at the prototype of this function, we see there are two definitions. One is create the message, and then the second parameter is collectible. So let's add here the second parameter and make it true, and let's compile and build and publish. And again, customer list is the startup page, and we don't see much. We also see only the first error, so we haven't been collecting it. Now there are two conditions to make an error collectible. One is to set the collectible flag to true here, and the second one is to set the error behavior for the function that's supposed to collect the errors to collect the error behavior flag to be collected. We cannot really use it on the one open page. Therefore, what we're going to do is we're going to say here, let's make a function play sample, and then decorate this function with the attribute error behavior collect, and move this 2 here, and this one is not really needed. We don't need to move it that low. And now I think both conditions are satisfied to collect those 2 errors. At least this time we get multiple errors occurred during the operation. Let's see the details. We now see that both errors are reported here, and that might be good enough for some. But what if we want to see both errors here on the screen reported? There is a page, error messages, which has error message as the record. So the exercise is now to look through all the collected errors of type ErrorInfo and move the information from an ErrorInfo variable into an error message record, and at the end we're going to display all the error messages. And let's see what will happen if we now run this code. We still get the same thing. We haven't done anything with the error message. So what we need to do is we need to get rid of the collected errors first. And then we need to display the page. Error messages, which relies on error message records. We're still not getting the page as we were expecting. So let's close and let's publish with debugging. So has collected errors. It's a system function that has access to where the ErrorInfo records are collected and returns true if we have get collected errors, it returns a list of error infos. Let's step into play sample. We go over, and we're exiting, and we got an error. We play sample is part of the onOpen page, and onOpen page is not collecting the errors. So at the end of the play sample, when we exit the play sample, we had the error and we didn't collect it. So then the program stops. So we can't do it like that. So in this case, what we need to do is we need to wrap this play sample into a code unit, and then we can test if the code unit ran, then fine. But if it didn't run, then we can still capture that the error that's returned by the play sample. So let's do this. Now we need to copy that code unit. And we have the same function, we just renamed it to something else, do collectible error. We go here, yeah, we've got some errors because we changed the variable. But we should be fine. So what's happening is we're gonna call this code unit. The code unit will collect errors because it has the two conditions satisfied. The error behavior is collect, and each error is created with the static method create and collectible. So we should be fine. And then now that we're catching the error at the end of running the code unit, we will be able to go through and reach this point here. So let's see how that works. Let's step into the code unit again. We're stepping over the two errors. We reach the end of the method. We're out of the code unit, and the code unit encountered errors. Therefore, we are on the within that if, where we're now collecting a record. We're populating a record of type error message. What we need is a commit here. And hopefully, but we didn't get inside this loop, so we still have a problem. I think the problem is that all this code should be wrapped inside a function. We should not have collect errors within onOpen page, which is not really a method that is supposed to collect errors. So let's say play sample, and play sample is going to have now all this. And we can take these guys, variables, and move them here. Okay, I think now it looks better. So on the open page we have a function, we call a method that is has the right attribute to collect errors, and within this method we run a code unit, and if it fails we collect the error, and then we loop through all the collected errors and we display we basically take each collected error which is of type ErrorInfo and move it into an error message record. The other thing is, in this code, error message has a field that is of type blob, error call stack, whereas the ErrorInfo has a field called, or a method called call stack. So and this one returns text, so we need to move the text from the ErrorInfo call stack into error call stack blob, and that's done here. And looks like we reached the end. I could have used F5, but my video recorder has some shortcuts that play tricks on me. Okay, so we've got over, and we have now running through analyzing each error info and message using the variables and values id equal 1. Oh, because let's go in, let's go in again and in again. We go over 1, over 2 errors. We're out from the code unit. We didn't encounter any non-collectible errors, and we are in the for loop, and in the for loop we're looking at and we should probably see now the 2 errors. The only thing is we get now the error messages page, and we get the 2 errors, but we still don't see the call stack, and that is because we forgot to show the call stack. And to show it, let's copy this page in here, and the page itself is self-explanatory. We're displaying a variable, a global variable, error call stack, which gets initialized on after get record with error message record get error call stack. Let's just go to the end, and now we see the error and we see the call stack. The last thing I want to cover in this video is how TestField and FieldError work with ErrorInfo, and for that we're gonna go to one of the code units, and if we look for TestField we can see here ErrorInfo create when there is no second item, a second parameter here, because you see there is no parameter. If we're creating the error with the message without a second parameter, it's not going to be collectible. When you create it like that with no parameter, it's going to be a collectible error. And so yeah, so those are that's an example of how the test field. Can you move a little? The other statement command, platform command, is field error, and the field error can also work with ErrorInfo. And you see here we're also leveraging a collectible error, because it contains the message and also true for the second parameter, which signifies we're collecting that error. That's it. Thank you for coming today and learn with me about collectible errors. I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.